So, guys, we're on YouTube Live, and I don't know, shows it. We're having a discussion, right? And we are, it's myself and Wayne McKnight. And if you are not or have not followed him on Instagram, what's your Instagram?
I'm Wayne McKnight Jr.
I'm Wayne McKnight Jr. On IG. And then his YouTube. What's your
I ain't
YouTube?
started it.
You ain't
Yeah.
started it yet? He tripping. So he'll be on YouTube soon, so I can actually tag him and stuff when we do it. But we were talking about he's writing a book, right? And so, hey, Deborah, he was writing a book, and he's in the midst of writing a book, and I'm talking to him as his brother and also as
Coach.
yeah, as coach
Mentor,
and
yeah.
mentor in his ear. Because I'm in the process.
What up?
Like Tyrus.
What up, Tyrus?
Tyrus, I'm sorry, bro. I was traveling. I forgot to call you back. I'm calling you later. I'm working like nonstop right now. So, and hey, Shalonda, I'm gonna text
What
you.
up?
And so he's working on a book, y'all, and
That's done.
was done. The book is done. I check this out. His book is done, and the book is complete. But now he's hesitant about releasing it because where he was while he wrote the book, he's no longer there, right? And I think that this is, and why I tag this live, the power of completion. Because we can complete certain tasks and we can reach the goal that we wanted for ourselves, but then go back because we're our own worst critic. We can critique what we are building and so hard that we'll be like, oh, I don't want to release that no more. And I was telling him that, you learn how to swim in 3 feet of water, right? If you learn how to swim in three and you perfect three, but you are trying to get to 12 feet of water, you're trying to get to where you can swim in 12 feet of water. The technique is the same in 3 feet that it is in 12 feet. The difference is the depth of the water. So it takes a little bit more strength for you to swim in 12 versus you swimming in three. We start riding in 3 feet, right? And then you get to 12, and then you revisit three and say, well, that was stupid. You know, that's dumb. That was dumb for swimming like that in 3 feet of water. And you legit weren't dumb for swimming like that in 3 feet of water. You legit were handling your business in 3 feet of water and doing what needed to be done in 3 feet of water. But the challenge is you think because you're in 12 now that what you did in three is not beneficial. Three is still beneficial because three is beneficial to those that are swimming in two and one. Someone else is trying to learn how to swim in three. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
and they're trying to get it down, and they need you to release what you learned. It's not up to us to dictate it's not up to us to pre-predict the rejection that we believe we're going to receive
Right.
by the product.
Yeah.
Like, so when you read it now, because we're ever evolving, especially you're on like a crazy evolving track, right?
Yeah.
And whenever you're on a crazy evolving track, everything that you did a month ago seems stupid.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like,
'Cause you're not even there anymore.
You're not
It's
there.
Like,
Like,
yo, what was
it's
I
like
thinking
I
about?
done grew past that.
Yeah.
Like, this is
Yeah.
stupid.
Right.
So, but I think that if you remain at that place, it 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 frustrates you to a point where we get nothing done. Nothing is ever completed.
Right.
And someone needs the lessons that it took you to get to 3.
Get to 3.
So 2 and 1 is saying, please release that,
Right.
so so I can get over this hump.
Yeah.
Please release that, because I'm stuck. Like, you got kids.
Yup.
You ever, like, the new Jumanjis? Have y'all watched the new ones?
Uh-uh.
All right. So one of the, like, I like the new Jumanjis,
Okay.
actually. The first Jumanji of the new Jumanji, there was a guy stuck in the game.
Right.
He went back to when the first Jumanji came out. So the guy literally has been stuck in the game for the guy's been stuck in the game legit since the first Jumanji came out.
Okay.
He been stuck.
Right.
He just disappeared. He was known as the kid that disappeared, right? Drove his daddy crazy. But he only had so many lives.
Right.
He had one life left. So what he chose to do is to sit in the game. He didn't attempt anymore. So he didn't try to accomplish anything else. So he sat in the game.
Sat there.
His dad and his mom and them all on the outside think that he just disappeared. They go into crazy depression. They, like, it's known as the gloom house, like, oh, the man living crazy,
Yeah.
But it's not until the new characters come into the game and they partner with him to help him get off of the stage that he's on. And how I just want to tell you, and how I look at it, is like somebody stuck in the game.
Yeah. And that makes sense.
They need your book,
Yeah.
your information, your intellect to come into the game to pull them out of where they've been.
That makes sense.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because as long as we keep critiquing and keep modifying everything that we write, nothing is going to be done.
Yeah.
Like, then there's no need for you to have an editor.
Right.
You don't even need a publisher, because it's never going to go that far. Because you're going to stay right there doing the same thing, the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not fair. That's not fair to you.
And the people who need the information.
Bingo.
And even to a larger point of what you're talking about, as far as I had to reach out to you to get the coaching, right? Because the whole time I've been trying to do this by myself. You know what I mean? So even so, the guy that was stuck in Jumanji by himself, it wasn't until other players came in till he built up the courage, or whatever the case may be.
And check this out, Wayne. He didn't know he had been stuck in the game that long. Like literally, they come into the game, they get so far, they run into him. And he still thinks, I think I'm gonna use a random year, I think he still thinks it's 92 in his mind.
Right. Yeah.
He doesn't know he's stuck. He just knows, I can't get off this level by myself.
Right.
So I need teamwork to help me get off of this level. It is, so what he said is, until I get some help, because I've died here I've died here too many times.
Yeah.
And I got one more life left. You see what I'm saying?
That's so good. Yeah.
Like, I got one more life left. Like, and I've died here too many times, so I've just decided I'm just gonna stay here. And I think that in a lot of our cases, that's what continues to happen.
Yeah.
It's like, we tried it, it didn't work.
Yeah.
We tried it, it didn't work. You know what? I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stay here. And we've allowed complacency, and then we never complete anything.
Right.
Like, we never do. And we never take the quote unquote risk. And I'm saying quote unquote because at this position or juncture in my life, I'm starting to believe that there's really no risk if it's God. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think risk is almost an illusion to our emotions, where our emotions feel fear, and because our emotions feel fear, then we feel that it is a risk. But what is a risk as it pertains to what God is saying to us? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, if God is urging us to write that book, there's no risk. If God is telling us to make that move, there is no risk.
So here's the question, though. how do you know it's God?
Well, and I think that comes through, for one, I think, how do you know if someone calls your name? Like right now, we are in Charlotte. We're sitting in a hotel. We got the patio door open, right? Looking out over the balcony. Your wife is down there. She could be. I'm not. She's not.
Right.
But your wife was out there in the parking lot,
Uh-huh.
and she says Wayne. But somebody else is down there and they say Wayne. Do you know your wife's voice versus?
So I'll recognize her voice over whoever the other person is.
But why?
Because I talk to her all the time.
You have a relationship with her.
Yeah.
There's communication.
Right.
And even and let me say this, because I'm not trying to be funny, because a lot of times we can have a relationship with God and still not know it's him.
Right.
Right? So I'm not saying just because we're in a relationship, we're just gonna automatically know.
Right.
But I think how we leverage that is we keep talking to him. If God keeps talking to me through my process, then it must be something he wants me to do. If he ever stops talking, this is how I gauge it.
Right.
Now, this is just personally for me. Now,
Right.
I'm not talking about like biblical, and I'm trying to prove a point in the scripture. No.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if God ever stops talking to me along a journey, I feel like I've left him.
Gotcha.
The Bible says he never leaves us nor forsakes us, right?
Right.
So therefore, if I feel a distance between God and myself, then I left him. He didn't leave me. Because it is very possible and very capable for us to leave God. So if I'm talking to God and I'm like, God, I really don't know what's going on here. I really don't know what you want me to do. I really don't understand this. And then God is saying legit back to me, just trust me. But I'm like, you really want me to do this? You really want, just trust me. He's still communicating with me. So I feel like I am doing something that he is pleased with in my effort.
Right.
So and oftentimes, well, I'm gonna say not all the time, but oftentimes when it is God or what God wants us to do is not always what we want to do.
So that's the thing.
It's the thing. It calls us out of our comfortability.
Right.
It calls us out of what we've known. I'm at a major crossroads right now, right?
Okay.
And just in my life personally. And I'm like, God, is this you? Is this not? I have a relationship with you. I believe that it is you.
Right.
And man, and then I literally said the other day, man, it's gonna be a major risk. And then that's when God said, if it's with me, it's never a risk. So what does that tell me? Oh, wait a minute, you talking to me about this. You may not I think what we miss, where we mess up is that we want God to talk to us the way we want God to talk to us.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
because when you lack the experience of the relationship with him, you only know based off of, again, what we was talking about, really the only thing that you can identify things with is based off your past. You even recognize it through how someone else received or whatever the case may be. So as you see that, you think, okay, well, that's the way.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the way that God is not communicating with you, then you're like, so is this my flesh then? Like, is this my desire that I want to do?
Yeah.
Or am I forcing it? So it might be in an unfamiliar way.
Yeah.
Or use people that you don't really care for that much.
Yeah.
That's,
Well, and that's a big part too, because that's actually in my little sermonette for Sunday. I'm just doing like a little sermonette for Sunday, and a part of that sermonette is, people. Whenever God wants to bless us, he uses people. Whenever Satan wants to confuse us, he uses people. So, and sometimes God will use the people that we would least expected, that we didn't like, that we didn't agree with, just so we would have to know, man, they got to be God.
Right.
To turn the heart of somebody that don't like me, or to utilize somebody that I don't particularly care for, that has to be God. And so sometimes it has to come through an avenue that we're not familiar with, because if it comes through an avenue that we are familiar with, we'll chop it up to, oh, they just believe in me, or they just
Yeah.
support me. You know what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
if you was praying for a if you was praying for, I'm gonna say a number amount, you praying $5,000, right?
Hmm.
And you like, yo, I'm praying for $5,000 so I can start up so I can invest in this small business, or this stock. I
Right.
want to buy some stock, and I need 5K, right? And like, God, I'm gonna do everything that you tell me to do. I'm gonna cross every T. I'm gonna dot every I. I'm
Hmm.
gonna do all of those things, right? And God, if this is you, because sometimes what we do is that we try to pin God in a situation and make Him prove to us it's Him. And just
Right.
because and just because the circumstance add up, don't mean it is God. Just because the $5,000 show up, don't mean it is
Yes.
God. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Right.
I don't know why we try to pin God in there, like,
Right.
But I'm just saying, for hypothetical reasons, if you were like, God, like this, you 5,000, whatever, 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 and I came to you
Hmm.
and I gave you five, I'm like, hey, Wayne, I believe in you, man. Lord told me to sow this into you. You can be like, oh man, that's God. Or you could say, nah, that's just my boy believing in me.
Right.
But it's a different thing when somebody that you don't like,
Ah, that makes
stranger,
sense.
whatever,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, like shows up and be like, yo, like you would be like, oh my God, like this got to be, you know what I'm saying,
So for
type of situation.
yes, so that makes so much sense because it's so easy for me to get discouraged on Instagram, right?
Yeah,
But then it's like that one person that I don't know
yeah,
that drops in the comments like, "Yo, I needed that."
yeah,
That's what gets me. Like, it was that one comment,
yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Because you know the energy and what I put into my videos.
yeah,
I give all of me into it. And so when it doesn't get the traction I think it should get,
yeah,
especially me being an emotional being, I'm like, well, maybe I just want to stop doing this, right?
yeah.
Then that one comment comes through and say, you don't know what I need. That one comment
Changes
changes
everything.
everything.
Yeah, and I think, but I also would challenge you to think along these lines. If that, so we never want to put our purpose in the people.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have been the same way with pastoring, right? I The challenging part about that is that people will come along and say, "Oh, pastor, you just don't know how much I needed that." Or, I post something, "Oh my God, it's right on time," or da 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 da. And that stuff was good to hear. It's like,
Right.
that's gonna keep me going,
Right.
right? But the reverse of that is that if somebody comments and says, "Oh, this is trash," "This is
Right.
stupid," or "I don't like this," because it's trollers
Right.
all on social media.
Yeah.
"I don't like this." This is, and so like, if we keep going for the one comment that praises us, we also have the capability to stop at the one negative comment.
Yeah.
Like this, like majority
Yeah.
majority of your celebrities right now on Instagram. Like the reason why I took the break that I took, and I'm actually going to come back to Instagram at some point, but part of the reason why I took the break that I took from social media is that I found like a lot of people will, when they said things, I notice even with celebrities will post something
Mm-hmm.
and it'll be I mean, I'm talking about thousands of praise comments. "You look
Right.
good. I love the outfit. Da da da." It'll be them negative comments. "You stupid. You look dumb. This the reason why. Blah 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 blah. This and this." And then celebrities overlook all of the positive
Yeah.
and snap back at the negative, right?
Right.
Like, I've seen it with celebrity pastors.
Right.
I've seen it with, what I'm saying, like, why do we devote our attention to the
To the
negative?
negative.
So the thing is, we have to make up in our mind that, yo, I'm going to do this without the praise or not, right? I did a teaching a while ago on, this is when I was on Periscope like every day, but I did a teaching on Periscope a while ago that talked about the applause can be a distraction. Like, even the people praising you can be a distraction, because people can applaud you for you being on this particular level that you're on, but there can be so much more in you.
Right.
And if you yield to the applause, you stop thriving to the level you know you're supposed to be on. So it's just like the swimming analogy.
Right.
If you get too much praise in 3 feet and you know you really want to get to 12, you stop thriving for 12 because people celebrate you at 3.
On that level.
Sometimes people celebrate you at 3 because they're afraid of you reaching 12. 12 is a threat to them. 12 is better than them. I can only swim in 8, and I don't have no desire to go to 12. So I'm comfortable in 8. So I'm gonna praise you at 3 to keep you in 3.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, that's great.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Stay there. That's what some of them are saying.
Stay there.
Stay there.
Yeah.
Don't thrive for nothing else.
Right.
Don't thrive to be nothing else. And like that's also the comfortability that we find ourselves flirting with, to be locked in as we try to achieve so many things in life. Pastoring is a part of me.
Right.
It's not all of me. And there are a lot of pastors that, they're going to just pastor for the rest of their life, and I think that that's great.
Right.
Me, that ain't my testimony. I'm going to do a lot of other things. I'm actually working on a lot of other things right now.
Right.
But the applause of people will tell you this is good and this is good enough.
So keep pastoring.
Keep pastoring.
Don't.
So then when I'm 40, 50, and I'm, preaching out of frustration because I feel like the people kept me in a place.
Right.
No, I chose to keep myself there.
Right.
Because
Right.
the applause was a distraction. I allowed the applause to get to my head. So I'm saying this to say that if you allow the comment to to push you and say, oh man, like that one person really needed that. I think that that's great, but also don't put so much investment into it, because I've learned that people are people, man. You know what I'm saying? Just like you just said, you are an emotional being. All of us are emotional beings, right? And just like with Jesus, they Hosanna, Hosanna today, crucify him tomorrow.
Next. Yeah,
you see what I'm
man.
saying? So you gotta, it's all in perspective, man, because and for what you have and for what you are creating, I don't think, as much as we feel like, oh man, like this should be doing, like do it out of the pureness of your let's see, who was that? Yep, that's right.
Those comments gotta stay up longer, man.
Yeah, they go away so fast. But just out of the pureness of your heart, you know what I'm saying, or the purpose of your heart, you are trying to create something and you're trying to establish something that I think that you gotta keep working at. And you gotta keep doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I told you on the phone that day, if all it takes is one person.
Yeah.
That's it.
That stuck with me too.
That's it.
It's
All it
just
takes.
that.
All it takes.
Yeah.
So man, I believe God blesses consistency. And the same way, like a record label with any independent artist. Like if they gonna put $500,000 to $1 million behind the artist, they want to see what that artist did on their own,
Right.
before they invest in it. Sometimes I believe God challenges us to see, what are you going to do, not because you're on your own, because I'm with you,
Right.
but what are you going to do before I allow the world to experience you? And I've learned to never forsake the season of preparation. Like,
And I feel that's where I'm,
Yeah,
especially
man.
with going this COVID-19
yeah,
and the opportunity that it presented me to prepare even more. Really what this did
Yeah.
is give me more time to prepare.
yeah,
If it wasn't for what's happening now, what I'm learning right now and with my research, I wouldn't be close
Yeah.
to where I am right now. This COVID-19 accelerated my preparation.
yeah,
Because, I can't do it at home.
yeah,
So it has really blocked out 9 to 10 hours of my day to focus on me. Nobody else.
yeah,
just me,
Yeah, just you.
and then develop
Yeah.
from there.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing. Like Brigine's, here she's in the room. But I tell Brigitte that, often, man, like I think what we have to kind of grasp, or what we have to be okay with, is that, and what my prayer has been, is that God don't make me too big too soon.
Yeah.
Man, if I'm not, if man, I've gotten all types of prophetic words. God gonna do this. You're gonna be bigger than what you know.
Right.
And God gonna blow your mind. That sounds amazing. Glory to his name.
Right.
God chooses to do that, he chooses to do that. But also at the same time, God don't make me bigger than what I'm ready for, because we've seen the ascend of so many people and then to be a shooting star. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's because they were eager but weren't ready. And those are two different dynamics. I can be eager for something that I'm not ready for. With your children, man, like you legit, you could have a steak on your plate. I mean, a 12-ounce filet mignon on your plate, and your daughter, how does she? Two. She can come to you and want that steak, right? She's eager,
Right. Yeah.
but she's not
She's
ready.
not ready for it.
You see what I'm
Her
saying?
digestion system.
Her
is not-
digestion system
Yeah.
can't
Handle
take
it,
that.
yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like, and as good as it looks, as good as it smells,
That's so good.
I'm eager.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like,
Yeah.
I want that,
That's so good.
but I'm not ready for that.
Because the point of it is to sustain it.
Bingo.
It's not to get there and then fall back. The point is to get there and stay there.
Bingo.
Or build.
Or build.
Yeah.
And I think that we are in a generation that is just, I'm eager.
Just eager.
I'm eager. I'm eager for relationships. I'm eager for money. I'm eager for the house. I'm eager for the car, but I'm not ready. And we love to celebrate all of the things that we are eager for, but we're not ready for. And I think it goes to people, man. Like, we'll be like, I'm eager for,
Right.
I like this person. I'm gonna bring this person into my life. You're not ready for the wars that person battles with.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you're not ready to manage the wars that person manages every day.
Yeah.
You
What
ain't
comes
ready
with
for
that.
it.
And in the same breath, you miss the beauty of the process. You're just trying to get there.
Yep.
And you miss that whole space of the scenery and the lessons and all that stuff because you're just so focused on there.
Yep.
You're missing everything.
Yep. Everything. So
Everything that's put in the process to sustain you from when you get there.
So back to the book.
Yeah.
Don't miss the process of it. And
Just-
don't even rewind it once you finished it.
Because that's what I've been doing.
That's what you've been
Because
doing.
the process is finished.
Yeah.
It's done.
So-
It's the looking back.
So what you've done, you did the process, looked at the scenery, enjoyed it, and then said, wait a minute, hold on. Let me make sure I ain't missed nothing.
And then went back.
rewind it back.
Yep.
And then was
Just
like,
to do it all
just
over
to do it all
again.
over again. No, what you gotta do, you gotta enjoy the process, get to your finish line,
Release it.
release what you learned in that process. Now start up another journey. Tell the journey of 4 feet.
Right.
Release it. Tell the journey of 5
5
feet. Release it. Tell the journey of 6. Because who's to say that what you're building is not a compilation?
Right.
Who's to say that what you're building is not for people to take a life journey with you to see where you've grown and where you developed? But you're robbing people of the opportunity to even buying into the journey that they're experiencing and the journey that Eric McKnight is experiencing with his family, with his children, with his job, with his mentalities, with his growth. Like, you're robbing people of experiencing that, all because you're overthinking the process that you're in. So if you're going to do that, then nothing will be completed.
Done. Yeah. Because it's two contradictory thoughts. You can't say that you want to help impact people, but yet you're not willing to release the very thing that could impact people.
Bingo. So don't pre-reject it.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, well, they ain't gonna, I'm at a different place. They ain't gonna understand that.
Right.
No, how you telling them what they ain't gonna understand?
Yeah.
They know what they need.
Yeah. So just release it and grow.
That's it. That's it. It has to be.
That's good.
They have to be completion.
Yeah.
So man, it's just the power of completion, man. Like,
That's
and I
good.
just think that you you just gotta give yourself the space to do that. Shalonda asks where the pre-order at, Wayne.
Uh-oh. Shalonda, don't do it.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, man. Don't rob people that opportunity, bro.
Yeah,
Man.
that's
'Cause
good.
it's an amazing thing, and if you do, then you're, like I said,
That's selfish.
you're selfish, man. You cheating them, you cheating yourself, and you cheating them. And man, I just put it like this because this is where I know it'll get you. You cheating your kids, bro.
Yeah.
That's the legacy they are supposed to be living upon, and the barrier that you're supposed to be breaking that now they can freely walk into.
Right.
But
So they're not in this rat race
bingo,
of, yeah.
bingo. Oh man, my daddy got books. My daddy released books. My daddy
Right.
did this. I can do that too. And the more that is, the more that is not moved upon, is allowing them to stay in the abyss of
So let me ask you this really quick.
indecision too.
Because with everything that goes into brand building and things of that nature, how have you been able to, so with being an author, with being a pastor, with being a father, with being a podcaster, with being a sneakerhead, a business owner, with being all these things, how, when you look at that, how do you divide your day? Like, what does your day look like? What does that look like? How do you know what percentage of your day to give certain things? Or do you just like not touch something for months at a time and give all your focus on the sneaker boutique or writing the book or whatever the case may be?
It changes.
Okay.
People prize the word balance, and I don't anymore. I used to say that all the time, like, you gotta find a balance, you gotta find a balance. And for me, that is not the reality. The
Okay.
reality is not balance. The reality is priority.
Okay.
Something takes different priority every day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, for me personally, where I suffer in my personal life is because I have not made me developing my personal life a priority. I have not made me thriving to be a husband a priority. I haven't made me being a better person in dating or whatever a priority. So I probably suck at that, right? But my other now, what people love to do is take the area where you're not so good at and then make that your legacy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people love to bring up, other people's areas of flaw and shortcoming with the hopes that it'll make people overlook the stuff that they're good at. So now something will remotely, for lack of better terms, go on the back burner, right? And for me, that's just been that relationship piece.
Right.
But I don't think I don't think it's a real balance. I think it's just based upon priority. So today, in this juncture, or where I am, my family, making sure my mom, my family, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles,
Your
reaching
daughter,
age,
yeah.
my daughter, making sure my family's good.
Right.
That is a priority of where I am right now. But the key to
I can tell that too, by the way.
Oh yeah, man.
I can tell that too,
yeah.
just by your behaviors.
Yeah,
I can tell that. You didn't even have to say it.
Yeah, it's a major priority, and those that are So for me, that's just where I am, and anything that pulls me from that is grounds for me to
Yeah.
like kick it off. Like I don't if you got a problem with me having my family as a priority, then ain't nothing we can really much
Yeah.
talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
my niece and my nephew are a priority for me right
Yeah,
now.
no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Like so, but I think it's all about priority. So the store was a major priority when we were trying to get it off the
Right.
ground. We got off the ground, got it started, got it rolling, and then maintained maintain, like to maintain it and to grow it.
Right.
So I give the store some bit of my time every day, whether
Okay.
that's me looking for shoes, or whether that's me talking to my business partners, or whether if it's us just dialoguing in our staff group message.
Right.
Then I have the church. Now the church is the church is a priority every day,
Right.
especially right now with the pandemic going on. Staying in touch with our members, things of that nature, talking to people. I'm doing a lot of Zoom teachings and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that is a priority, especially right now. So now there is a season where my assistant pastors really did everything. You know what I'm saying? They really maintained everything, and I would come in, preach, and love on the people, do counseling, and then I was back to the store, or I was doing other things. So, but right now I'm leaning into the church so much because of the pandemic and things of that nature.
Yeah.
It is a priority, right?
So it's not a percentage.
No.
It's what needs the attention.
Yes, it's what now. This is a life lesson that I kind of live by right now. I'm not going to make with somebody today. I'm going to make an F with on the grade scale A to F.
Right.
I'm gonna make an F with somebody today. Somebody today is saying, "Am I a family?" Whether it be my mom, whether it be Camille, whether it be my aunt, whatever. Somebody today is saying, I expected him to do something that he didn't do.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But the challenge is not to make F's every day with that person.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like with your wife, you're gonna make an F. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no
but
doubt.
you don't want to repeat because and you pray that the days you make F's, they remember the A's.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
And the areas that I made A's in the same day that I made the F,
Yeah.
still connect a link.
Yes. Yes. I was making an A over here, and I need to make an A over there to provide over here.
Right. So I might
see what
have
I'm saying?
failed you here, but trust that the area I made the A in
It's
still
gon-
links to you.
It's still gonna benefit
But I
you
got
in some type
you.
of way.
Yeah.
I got you. Like, yo, I forgot to take out the trash. I made an F.
Or the
all right?
dishes, or
yeah, or the
whatever.
dishes, or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Like, but yo, it's because I was working so hard over here. You know, it slipped my mind, but I got you though. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so I think it's the balancing act of all priority, man. It's just major priority. I don't think there's as much as we thrive for and desire balance.
Yeah.
I just think it's based upon priority, and then people will take your priorities personally. Like, oh, I ain't a priority, and you're like, no, like this is a pressing priority.
Right.
Like, and I think that's the challenging part is to trying to get people to understand your priorities, and that's not your job.
Right.
My job is not to manage. You're one of my best friends. You will text me, and then you won't get a response for
a
days.
couple days. Yeah.
For a couple days.
Yeah.
But because you know my schedule, you're like, I got you.
He'll get
Yeah, he'll
He'll
get
get with me when he
I text you. I may not get but when you get free, you
Right.
got me. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't take your priorities personal. Like, and I think you have to have those type of relationships with the fluidity for you to still be everything that you're called to be without people or a relationship or friendship forcing you into being my personal butler, maid, and all of those. type of
at my
things.
beck and call.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
people would do that.
Yep. All the time.
So it's an integration of your. So it's not a balance.
No.
Life is too crazy for that.
No, it's all about.
But it
it's all
is
about
it is the
priority.
integration of it all.
Yep. Yep. And to me, it's all about priority, man. Like, different things take different priorities at different times, man.
Right.
Yeah. And that's,
Right.
And that's.
So that's why there's days where I could be killing it as a father, but just completely dropping the ball as a husband.
Yeah, man.
Or-
Yeah.
Or just operating at a high level business wise,
Yeah.
but just have bad friendships.
Yeah. 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 It can.
So the only way that the quote unquote balance can happen is if your circle, the people around you, understand that as well.
Yeah, they have to. They have to. I'm walking my church through. I'm going to start up a series called More, and them understanding that they have a leader that's called to do more than just be in Huntsville all the day. All
All the
day, every
time.
day.
Yeah.
Like it's like I can't be here all day. You
Right.
know, I have to. There are so many other things that I have to accomplish for me to be everything that Adrian Davis needs to be. And if I don't do everything that Adrian Davis needs to do, then I will live a life of regret while I'm trying to coach you to live a life of fulfillment.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, because people don't like to talk about, you know, like, people don't like to talk about the idea of of people say, well, leaders, don't you preach them into heaven and you go into hell.
Right.
They'll say that.
Yeah.
But what about when I'm preaching you into freedom and I'm bound?
Right. Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like what good am I
Yeah.
if I'm telling you to go and be everything you need to be, but I don't.
But you're not.
But I don't get that same
Yeah.
support. That's not. That's not a relationship that is that is that is giving as much as what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, getting as much as it's giving.
Right.
And so it goes beyond salvation. And I think that we've just diminished it to salvation. Like get saved and you get saved, and leaders, don't you be preaching heaven to your people and then you going to hell. Well, all right. I'm gonna preach freedom to them. How can I really preach freedom to them and I'm not free? And
And
I
you're
feel
not
like,
free. Yeah.
And I feel like this is bondage for me.
Right. Right.
And so we all have to be challenged to do and be more, but you got to complete that. You got to start that journey and then walk that journey out. So
Man, that's helpful
yeah,
and useful at the same time.
yeah,
At the same time.
yeah, man. So like for me, it's priority, man. It's
Yeah.
priority, man. I don't think anything. As much as we would like balance, like I can't, like where I am emotionally, I can't manage, people that don't want to deal with their own levels of rejection, because they'll, if you don't want to manage your levels of rejection and you feel rejected every time I don't do something you want me to do,
Right.
and then I become the culprit of your issue that you refuse to deal with, I just can't. And that's in every relational space. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta have, and that's why I love our bond, me, you and Rick's bond, all of that stuff, because like we're all moving, we're
Right.
all grinding,
Right.
we're all
Yeah.
working, and because we are doing that, we respect the grind of everybody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And usually the people that don't understand that are the people that are not doing anything.
Right.
And so they want
Which there's nothing wrong with that.
It's nothing
It's
wrong
just
with
that,
it.
but you have to respect what I'm doing though.
Bingo.
So what you're doing or lack thereof is fine.
Yeah.
No judgment.
Yeah.
But don't project that onto me.
Bingo. So, it's all thoughts.
That's
but-
helpful, man. Yeah.
but
That's good.
I just wanted to bring you two being on this
Yeah.
as we were talking.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna get on my YouTube swag too.
Listen, y'all.
Yeah.
When he finally get on YouTube, I'm making him get on YouTube.
I'm ready.
I done bought this boy camera.
Yeah.
Everything. Like he getting on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
And so he'll be on soon. And I appreciate you guys for like chiming in.
Yeah, no doubt.
Share this with somebody, man. It's 45 minutes of good stuff.
And this is what we talk about all the
yeah.
time. We just let y'all into a private conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on. Let me
See what I mean, man?
Okay. All right. With friends that are as busy as you are, how do you keep each other accountable? That's a good question, Crystal. A big part is since we've been on quarantine, we have done this We've done this Zoom call for us three uh,
Yes.
to ask us what are we reading, what are we working on, and what are we like kind of thriving towards, and we so for us it's accountability, but then also it is a hunger check. So for a big part about it is when I hear everything that Wayne is doing, it makes me want to go. If Rick doing big stuff like when Rick was on, and Rick's doing big stuff all the time. I mean, charter, all boys school. But when they were on Steve Harvey, we were all super excited, and Diddy reposted their school, and it just made it's like let's create something, like let's do something. So the wrong people to have around you are the people that are intimidated by your success, your work ethic, or your hunger. And if it doesn't motivate them, then you got the wrong people around you. And so when Wayne is doing something, it motivates me to do something. When Rick is doing something, it motivates me to do something. And so we motivate each other.
And I think it links back to also of having the foundation of friendship.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
We don't I don't need to talk to AD every day. I don't need to talk to Rick every day for me to understand not their expectations of me, but they understand my potential, my capability. So I don't need to talk to them every single day to understand that. It could be a simple check-in. So we gonna hang today, and I'm good. We don't have to talk every single day. But I think just the foundation of the friendship that's been over how long has this been? Since high school, bro.
Yeah.
Um
20 plus years, I think.
yeah. And knowing that each person wants the best for each person.
Yeah.
Just understanding that, having that foundation.
Yeah. And someone asked, like, how do you deal with, like the things of rejection? I think how you deal with rejection. For one, you acknowledge it, right? You acknowledge, like, man, this is my rejection creeping up. And then when you acknowledge that this is my rejection creeping up, then I think you go to the foundational principle of where is the genesis of my rejection? Because the wrong thing to do is, like, for example, if I text Wayne doesn't respond to me in time, I immediately throw our friendship. Like, the wrong thing to do is be super emotional, right? And be like, oh, Wayne not my brother. He not a good friend. He ain't text me back today. And I text him to check on him, and he didn't text me back today. Wayne isn't the problem. Wayne is not the problem. And I have to get to the genesis of where my issue derived from. Because if I don't, I'm going to always be the victim of something that I refuse to address in me. And what I'm going to do is that I'm always, and see, the people that you are pointing at saying they didn't get back to me, they didn't do this, they didn't do this, they didn't do this. What we're doing is that, and we can cut those people off and say, oh, see, I'm only gonna hang around people that's gonna respond to me. Da 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 da. What you're doing is you're cutting off branches, but you're not dealing with the root. The person is the branch. The root is you. The root of that level of frustration, the root of that level of rejection is you. And we got to get out of stop allowing people to take the brunt of our punishment because we refuse to deal with ourselves. You got to deal with yourself. Like, you can cut every root off. I mean, you can cut every branch off that you want to, but you do know you ain't got to be around people to feel rejected. Like, you got to learn how to manage that, and you got to learn how to manage it well.
And what story are you telling yourself? Because that rejection in our mind, we can magnify it and make it something bigger than what it really is. That other person or whatever rejected you might not have been as serious as we made it in our own head. I think sometimes we let our thoughts get away run away with us, but we have to understand that our thoughts are simply this. Our thoughts are anchored in the knowledge that we have of the past and the anticipation of the future. That's it. Our thoughts are just that, things to consider.
Say that
They're
again.
not.
Say that again.
Our thoughts
are what?
our thoughts are anchored in the knowledge that we've had of the past and our anticipation of the future.
That's good.
That's what our thoughts are. So they're not concrete because we really don't know what's going to happen in the future. So we are speculating based off of other examples that we've seen around us. So our thoughts are not concrete. And sometimes what happens is when we get rejected, we take that rejection as, oh, I'm terrible. I'm the worst person in the world. No one wants to hear what I have, or no one. When that's not even the case. Maybe it just wasn't the right timing. Maybe it wasn't even the right person. So the rejection, I think, of how you do that is managing your thoughts, managing the internal dialogue and the story that you're telling yourself. Because again, it's not real. It's not concrete. It's just a thought.
Yep.
It's based off what you know what happened in the past, right? Which is why we react the way that we react.
Yep.
We get upset and start yelling when someone cuts us off in traffic because we saw someone else get upset.
Yeah.
And when they got cut off in traffic. So we start thinking, oh, that's how you're supposed to react. And we start reacting that way.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
It's just your thoughts. They're there to think about. They're things to consider, but they're not concrete things.
They're not concrete things. And that's so true, man. Like, like our feelings are real, but they're not facts.
Right.
Our feelings are real, but they're not facts. And how we know they're not facts is because a fact is something that is provable over time. It remains the same. 2 + 2 is 4. Guess what? That's a fact. I feel sad today. That is not a fact. That is real, but that's not a fact. Why? Because I could feel different tomorrow.
Yep.
I could feel different
Or in the next moment.
In the next moment.
Yep.
Something can happen right now, and I just be super excited. So it is a legit real feeling, and we acknowledge the realness of your feelings, but they're not facts. And I think that in order for you to overcome rejection, is that we got to understand, like, yo, how you feel is real, but it's not a fact. And then you got to go back to past situations, like Wayne was saying, and then try to build from there, man, and kind of sit in it. So I hope this has helped somebody.
Yeah.
This has been beneficial.
Yeah, because it turns into beliefs at a certain point.
That's true.
Right? Because you think every time I reject it, that person thinks this, right?
Yeah.
So belief.
Oh, man, that's good.
It's interesting because I was just talking to my wife the other day, and I was like, man, you know how people say that milk is cheaper at the grocery store than it is at like a gas station? I've never taken the time to price milk at the gas station and then go price milk at the grocery store.
Yeah.
I just accepted it as a belief of what someone told me, and I never experienced it for myself.
Wow.
And it's been a belief my entire life, but I never challenged the belief. And I think that's what happens with rejection.
Wow.
We think that that person rejected us for this reason.
That's so good.
But that we have to learn how to test our beliefs.
Yeah.
Because as we grow and as we develop, what we believe that one part of our life was true at one point, but as we grow, it's no longer this pandemic that's going on right now. What we knew as to be true 3 months ago will no longer be true
Yes, sir.
going forward. But the sad part is that people, when this is over, people are going to go back operating the very same way that they did prior to this when they're entering into a brand new world.
Yep.
And that's sad.
Yep. So, dude, the whole milk thing just messed me up because
It's crazy, right?
Because it made me think about how what we encounter, even like when you use it, comparing it to rejection, right? Somebody told you milk was cheaper at the grocery store than it is at the gas station.
Right.
We believed it.
Right.
Same way, somebody could tell us, "Oh, you are a liar." We'll begin to believe
it.
Someone would tell us, "Oh, you always gonna be a cheater." We believe it. Someone would tell us that, you always gonna be bad with money. You gonna always that. We believe it. And then that belief is something that we act out. So a gas station will be right there on the corner from your house, but you will pass the gas station to go to the grocery store, 5 miles down the road because
Yeah.
in your mind
That's
you
it.
you believed it, so you're willing to go out of your way for what someone has impressed upon you based
Right.
upon their belief
That's right.
that now has become yours.
That's right. That's right. They
That's
force their
that's
belief
that's
on
word that's
you.
word curses.
Yeah.
Man, it's a real thing. Yeah, yeah. So guys, y'all just got an hour worth of teaching, like legit, legit. You just got an
That was
hour.
fun.
Yeah, this is that was rich, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta do
So
that again.
yeah, we do, and I don't get to Charlotte a lot. Came to see my family, and Wayne lives here, and he came to check on me and see me, and so I was like, "Yo, let's do this." And we were talking. We was having a mentor session, and then now it's become a real thing.
Yeah, man.
So, if you guys enjoyed this, share it with somebody. Share it. And if you enjoyed it, follow Wayne.
I'm Wayne McKnight Jr.
I'm Wayne McKnight Jr. I'm Wayne McKnight Jr. on Instagram. Like, go follow him. Like, legit. And if you got a lot of followers, write a quote from what he said and post it on your page and tag him. Don't act like you said it. Character in this season. People hear stuff posted and say, "The Lord told me." No, the Lord didn't. The Lord sent you somebody that told you. Now, probably like the third time you say it, then you can say the Lord told you. Not the first time. At least get a person credit. But I pray you guys have a great day.
Yeah.
And what's today? Tuesday? Man.
Is it Tuesday? Yeah, it is Tuesday.
Today, Tuesday. Lord. Yeah, I pray you guys have a great day. And I will talk to you guys later. This will be saved on my YouTube page. So, again, you can share it and do all of that good stuff. All right. I'll talk to you guys. See you soon.